It's time for some neglected maintenance on good old work truck. Crawl underneath here and show you what's going on. So we've got a upper ball joint starting to ooze a little bit. Still feels pretty good, not a ton of play up there. This tie rod end boot looks pretty good. The rubber's not in the best condition, but it's all still there. The lower ball joint here's got a little bit of grease on it, and the boot's not in the best condition, but I think that's mostly because this broken CV boot right here. We've just got a ton of grease and oil dripping everywhere. So as we crawl deeper under here, again, we've got just a little bit of lubrication against the rust. But I think the biggest thing we got going on here is actually a seal on this front differential where the axle goes in. I think when I pull this off to put on a new CV, I want to put a new seal in there. I think that'll fix this. I think all this oil is getting slung up there, best I can tell. Looking over here, we got a transmission cooler line that's seeping a little bit, and we've got this black oily stuff. I want to say this is coming from the intake with the positive crankcase ventilation system or something like that. I haven't quite figured out these diesel trucks in that regard. I did some research at first, and it sounds like it's normal, which I'm not a fan of, but my oil level seems to be pretty good, pretty consistent, and no other issues there, so I'm just gonna keep letting it roll. But back to these transmission cooler lines, we've got this lower one here is leaking, and then the one above it, it looks like we're seeping here too. So I think I might get two new transmission cooler lines. And well, how many are there? We got one going across here, we got one going there and up, and then we got one coming down and over. So those two lower ones need it. This one may not. And yeah, just a lot of oil back in underneath here. Transmission looks pretty good. Both my filters are fairly new on those. Let's go around to the other side. Again, luckily on this side, the upper ball joint feels pretty good. This one's got some damage as well. That one looks pretty broken. And this lower one got a little bit of grease oozing, and that rubber looks worse. CV shaft looks pretty good on this side, and we just got more oil dripping. So I think first things first, tie rod end looks pretty good. Not new, but not horrible. Could use some new shocks underneath here. Got something dripping up there. And then we've got some oil around there. I think this side's leaking too, I want to say. So lots of residue down here, and a lot around where the CV boot goes in. So yeah, probably new, one new CV shaft, two new seals on this, two new transmission cooler lines, and I don't know if I'm gonna coin up for the upper ball joints yet, mostly just because they still feel good, but I need to add that to the list. Sounds like new upper control arms with the Preston ball joints is a pretty good way to go with that. A lot less hassle, a lot less work, and you get some good bang for your buck. But I think they're like $250, $300 a pop, so that makes this front end rebuild get in the thousands real quick. So I think first thing we need to do is wash this off. I think I've just got the perfect package for that. This arrived not too long ago, and got super clean. So go ahead and take this car wash, use some of the super clean products. We've got this foaming degreaser. We've got another degreaser, so non-foaming. Got another bottle here, all well cleaner. New Easy Spray aerosol can. And we've got some floor absorbent for the garage here. You set the little care package with a hat, and a shirt. Pretty sweet. So big thanks to Super Clean for sending this out. We'll take it to the car wash and see how it does. Also have the fill right to take care of. So on the back here, we've got this fill right pump. We're gonna swap this out. This is the 15 gallon per minute. We're gonna swap it out for the 20. And you can see here, we've got quite the mess back here. So I already power washed this off and it's already covered again. But we'll use some of those degreasers. That should make quick work out of that. So we'll get this guy off the jack stand and take it to the car wash, go get some parts, and come back and start tearing it apart. Look how bright and white this is. This is looking really nice. That Super Clean did a great job. Just obviously some areas where I didn't cover very well. We still got some residue, I guess underneath here as well. But overall, where I let it soak in. One thing reading the directions, just briefly, it said used cold water, which I did. One thing about this diesel is all my locks here in the Midwest with the humidity, they freeze up, but this one on the diesel here, it's got some self-lubrication, so it doesn't usually freeze up, so that's always pretty nice. But yeah, got that all cleaned up, looking nice, and that'll make the exchange over to the new 20-gallon pump a lot easier. Up underneath here, we are looking pretty dry, you know, not so oily. Of course, the we just washed off all our rust preventer, so we've got... So there's our oozing right there, so that's fresh. So I actually ordered all 3 new hoses from GM. They were like 40, 50 bucks a hose each. I expect them to be like 100, 150 or more a hose. So that wasn't as bad as I expected. So if I'm gonna tear to that, we'll get them all replaced at the same time. So ordered hoses should be here tomorrow. If we go further back here, well, we're sloshing around hardcore. So this, crawled underneath here after I washed it, and this was pretty dry, and this is all fresh lube, and it's definitely slinging from right here. Ordered 2 new seals. This was, I think they were like $6 a seal. They had one in stock, and I ordered one in from the dealership again. Pretty happy about that. New CV axles from the dealership were like I think they were like 300 bucks. Ended up picking up one from O'Reilly for like 90 bucks. So that was a no-brainer. Okay, so over here, new upper control arms with the upper ball joint is $220, which I think is a pretty good deal. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and order that from the dealership. Again, here you can see real good where that's slinging. So that one, ordered that too. So I think just, if I'm gonna be taking off the whole hub assembly, I might as well put in new ball joints in up top there. It's just preventative maintenance. It's a lot of money, you know, 220, it's 440 with tax and everything. You're 450, you know, you're close to 500 real quick, but it's a work truck, gotta take care of it, so it'll take care of me. So here's that CV shaft, precision CV shafts, again, 90 bucks. Picked up some 80-90 weight gear oil from O'Reilly. That was 15 bucks for both of those. They said it only takes 1.5 quarts for that front differential. So we'll go ahead and change the diff fluid while we're there. Got this filter installation kit. This is a conversion for 3/4 to 1 inch. The new 20 gallon per minute has a 1 inch size, and the old one is 3/4, so I can do my test. In comparison, I needed this little kit, and that'll just be temporary while I hook up the meter to the old 15 gallon minute pump. And here's our list prices. The dealership was having issues printing this off, so I thought it was kind of cool that they've got their cost next to their list and next to their sell price. So I don't know how I got 2 of those for, that must have extended out to be more expensive. I must have paid 22 for those. So those were, no, that's, anyways. So their cost is 32. They sell it for 57, 35, 62, 25, 45. So there's their different part numbers and what they sell for. I don't think most consumers get this, so I thought that was fun to share. While we're doing all this work, decided to take care of this guy. I think this truck was in a wreck. There's a little bit of a crinkle up here, and obviously you can see this fender, the bolt that holds it in. There's a broken piece right there, and I think part of the reason for that, I've been hearing some squeaking and squawking up in this corner, and this lower bolt down here is missing. So I think that's the reason this one had extra stress. So I've disconnected the batteries. We'll go ahead and buzz it a little bit and see if we can get this fender to stop moving so much and making so much ruckus. Okay, not pretty. Go ahead and throw the grinding disc on there real quick and just smooth it out a little bit, but that should hold. Okay, put this together and I've got a predicament. So we've got this 3/4 to 1 inch adapter right here. We're just gonna quickly convert this over to this new meter, and then we could do a gallons per minute test with the new filter, with the new 1 inch everything on this old 15 gallons per minute. But threading this around, we are gonna contact the truck here. Of course, I made a royal mess with the fuel. Be perfect for that super clean floor dry, floor absorbent. Super clean floor absorbent. Really wasn't planning on using this soon, but perfect timing. Obviously, I kicked off the heater, so this didn't ignite. So that'd be a bad deal. My fenders are pretty messed up on this truck. The body on this truck is leaves some things to be desired, lacking in a few spots, but I'm beating on it with this big hammer, and this one's taken pretty good shape. It's back to its original form. Gonna work on that little lower section there, and then I'll go to that side. That's the worst fender of the two. Pallet got set on that and it kind of swished in. But yeah, just getting the work truck ready for next year, 2021. Cleaned out this box. It was full of nasty dirt and straw and all sorts of stuff and extra tools I don't need, rusty saws. Probably get rid of half the stuff in there. Not perfect by any means, but a lot better than what it was. Okay, I'm about all tapped out, but that looks amazing. That looks a million times better. And that hammer is super heavy. So hopefully we can slide a pallet in between here now again.